Hey guys, Justin Bryant here from selfmadesuccess.com. In this video, I'm going to show you 11 online jobs where you don't have to talk to people on the phone. A lot of you that might be looking for these types of jobs where you work from home the whole time have probably noticed that a lot of them have to do with like customer support, talking on the phone. You have to get a headset, you have to have certain work from home requirements, like a certain type of internet connection. Everything has to be wired, and you got to talk to people on the phone all the time and be very patient with them if they're demanding a refund or demanding support and stuff like that. So if you want to avoid all that, you just don't want to talk to people all the time, but you still want to work from home, I recommend these jobs. So the first one is writing, and of course this can be a lot of different things. You could be ghost writing, which is where you would write books and articles for people but not get credit, then they just pay you. You could do like guest blog posts where they pay you per blog post or per word depending on the website you go to. You could start your own blog and write like that and have ads and affiliate links and stuff on your blog. There's a lot of different ways to make money writing, so it's a great way to go, and you can express yourself through the written word instead of talking. A few places I recommend for doing this type of stuff. One is problogger.com/jobs. This is a blogging specific website where they talk about how to blog, how to start your own blog, blog tips, and then they have a jobs board right here where you can apply for different jobs, whether they're freelance, full-time, work from anywhere, work from a specific location, part-time. But most of these are work from anywhere or telecommute, meaning you can work from home or even work while traveling and stuff. As long as you have an internet connection, a lot of times you can do these jobs as a writer. You might write about TV, you might write about gaming, you might do blog posts for a specific company. So there's all kinds of jobs on here on problogger.com/jobs. And when you click on one, a lot of times it'll just be a quick description of it, who the company is, where you would work from, things like that. And then you can apply usually directly on problogger.com/jobs. So that's one place that you can find a lot of work. I have a page on selfmadesuccess.com that also helps you with this. If you want some really high paying guest article websites, you can go to these 15 websites that pay you about $200 or more to write one blog post or article for them if it gets approved. So you get paid very well. You have Photoshop tutorials, you have the Travel Writer's Life, Cracked, Treehouse, etc. So there's a list of them on here that you can go through, and you can see, of course, if you want to write for them or not. Also, you can start your own website. Like I said, if you're going to do this full time or even just plan to do it full time in the future, I recommend WordPress. That's what I use. That's what people like Tim Ferriss and a lot of major websites use that get ridiculous amounts of traffic. Because it has the most customization, it's open source, it's just a lot better for pretty much everything. So you can get WordPress for free, but you have to have your servers and stuff paid for with a hosting company, and then you got to buy a domain if you want it to be professional. Otherwise, your domain will have to be like a subdomain of a major brand, and that's just not going to be taken seriously. So about the cheapest you can do this is for about $4 a month through Bluehost, and they have really good customer support and everything. Very big company. So I teach you how to do that step by step in this tutorial. I'll have a link to all of this stuff in the show notes for you, or you can just go to start a blog. So whatever you do, writing can make you a lot of money. Next is accounting, and accounting is, of course, another big deal. People need their businesses, they need their accounting to be taken care of by a specific person because it's hard in many cases to do all of that by yourself while also trying to run a company or to have a full-time job, whatever. So QuickBooks would be one software you could use, and then you could help people with their accounting and stuff like that, bookkeeping, using this software. FreshBooks is another one, or you can go to a site like accountingdepartment.com and you could just work for like a team of accountants and bookkeepers and work from home there. So you have about 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. work hours, and you can just kind of do different, spreadsheets with a lot of numbers and stuff. If that is something you want to do, you could work at accountingdepartment.com. You do need to be in the U.S. to work for them, but you would basically be part of a big team that helps people deal with taxes and the finances of companies. Next is website or app testing. So this is another thing you can do from home without really having to talk to anyone. And what you would basically do is sign up for a website that allows you to give your opinion and try out different websites and apps. So you have user testing, which is probably the most popular one, and they should have plenty of things that you can do. You can do like a 20-minute test or something like that, and then you get paid pretty well. So you go to get paid to test, you get $10. Each one takes about 20 minutes. You get paid via PayPal, so you can make about $30 per hour just testing websites and apps. And you might get maybe an inside scoop on some stuff that might be coming out or some big updates that might be happening before they actually happen. So that's kind of a cool website for that. It's user testing. You're doing apps, you're doing prototypes, your websites, but most of it's going to be internet based. Another one is lookback.io. They're kind of another user testing type of site, and it has to do with user research and giving opinions and stuff on different websites and stuff like that. So you can try lookback.io, and you can try usertesting.com for this purpose of just testing websites and apps and getting paid to do that from home. Next is transcription. If you feel like you have a pretty good word per minute typing speed and good grammar, then you could try a few different transcription sites. You're turning audio or video into text. So think of it like turning a YouTube video, taking every word said in that video, turning it into complete sentences, and then giving it back to the person who did the video, and then they pay you per minute or per word for doing that. So Scribby.com is one place you can go to do this. Lots of traffic, plenty of work for you to do. You do need to take a test to get approved to make sure that you pass the test. You want to have a fairly good word per minute typing speed. I think it's like 50 or 60 word per minute that they're looking for, and you have to have good grammar. So you don't want to have a lot of mistakes in those word per minute tests that you can take online. Another one is transcribeme.com. Another one that has quite a bit of traffic. All you have to do is click there's an orange button on the home page just like this one. You click join as a transcriptionist, join their team. Then if you pass the test, you can start getting work kind of like a freelancer for transcribeme.com. So like I said, you're turning audio into text. Next is data entry. So this is a popular way to make money with an actual job online because it is pretty easy and doesn't require a lot of crazy degrees or background experience. You're basically just entering data into spreadsheets and stuff like that. So microworkers.com is one place you could go to find work for this that's very flexible, where you can work on your own time, and of course later on you could get a full-time job, but this would be great for just trying it out and seeing if you like doing this type of stuff. Now you can do a lot of things, transcribe, image tagging, all kinds of different stuff. Surveys about certain services, classifications, putting data into spreadsheets, all that type of stuff. So you get to kind of see a lot of different types of this work, doing micro task type work as well as data entry. So you can try micro workers, and you can also try quick worker, which is kind of just like that, just like micro workers. So you would go to, make sure you're on the right country. First of all, they have German and English, US and Germany, and then you can go to for quick worker, click that button, and then sign up there. So you can do all kinds of stuff like data categorization, web research, proofreading, and other data entry type stuff. Next is online freelancing. So this can cover a lot of different things. You could do everything from marketing and voiceovers to writing to editing, just weird stuff sometimes, or sometimes they need people to like build a prototype of something or to do some code on a website, whatever. So it just kind of depends on what services you are good at, what your experience is in, and what you can get paid to do for people. So Upwork probably has the most traffic as far as freelance websites. That's why I usually mention them when it comes to freelancing. Upwork.com is where you would go. Click get started to become a freelancer. You build a profile and stuff like that. I would recommend you go to your area of expertise in the Find Freelancers section and then look at the top profiles on that page that have done a lot of work, that have really good ratings, and then model your profile after the top profiles. So if you were doing SEO, for instance, you could type that in the Find a Freelancer section, look and see who's up here in the SEO people here. Have they taken tests? Have they gotten a degree or not? Do they have a very detailed profile? How much do they charge per hour? What does their image look like? All that type of stuff. So you can get a lot of good feedback of what a good profile looks like based on just searching that job category that you're going to do, and then kind of taking the average of the top profiles with, of course, while making it your own and still telling the truth about yourself and all of that. Fiverr is another one. It's kind of it's usually lower tiered customers, but it is growing a lot. So it used to be like $5 and $10 freelancing jobs that you would do. So most people probably wouldn't make a living from this, but now you can charge hundreds of dollars. I think you can even do a few $1,000s on one gig now for Fiverr. So you basically have the people who want to hire you come to you instead of you going to the hirer, having to convince them that you can do it. So then they look at your profile, they look at your reviews, they look at what you charge, and then they just pay you for that, and then you can text each other through the Fiverr app or through the Fiverr website if there needs to be any more communication other than just buying the gig. So you can go through and see what it looks like. Let's say I went to graphic and design. Let's say I went to logo design. And then you can see top gigs. Again, look at the different ones and see, okay, what makes these such good performers? What is it that makes them do so well? So you can go through and just, figure out what the top profiles have in common, and then you'll get more work if you can kind of model that for your own. Next is email and online chat support. So as far as doing customer support without having to talk on the phone directly to people, you can do chat, which is like that little, when you're on a website, for instance, you might have that little bubble that pops up on the side there, saying, hey, talk to me, if you have questions. So you would be doing stuff like that. Needle is one place where you can do this type of stuff, or email support tickets and stuff as well. But they basically do mostly chat support. So you could go through a website and then somebody would pop up usually in the corner and saying, hey, my name is this. Here's it shows their profile picture, and then you can ask them questions and do support that way. So needle.com would be one way that you can do that. And then another one is arise.com. And you can click there to learn about working from home for them, or just do the agent registration right there. Either way. But those two websites, Arise and Needle, basically hire people for doing chat support and stuff like that without having to talk on the phone all the time. Web design and coding. So you can do graphic design, you can do website design, you can code software, build apps for people. This can cover a lot of things. Kind of depends on what coding languages you know, what you're best at, what you prefer to do, where you can get jobs. If you want to do like graphic design, you could do 99 Designs. And if you're very artistic, you could win some, different competitions basically where people are looking for a certain design. They describe it. They might give some examples. They tell you about their brand. And then you design labels for products. You design wraps for vehicles like this food truck here. You design book covers, all kinds of stuff like that. So when people go to 99 Designs, usually they have a big budget. It's a fairly expensive website, but you usually this is a website where you are known for quality. So it's one of those places where a lot of the best designers will go to do logos and all that other type of stuff, and then you get paid fairly well if your design wins. Also, if you want to just look up web design and stuff like that working from home, a lot of times there's not a lot of just, hire contractor type websites like I've been kind of covering so far. So you might need to just look for full-time jobs. To do that, I would go to an Indeed.com. You can see they get paid about $60,000 per year on average in the United States, which is pretty good. And then you go to remote in the location, okay? Or just type it up here, type remote, and then do web design or, whatever you specialize in as far as coding. But then you can go down here, web designer, remote, 45 to 75,000 a year. You have some in specific locations, or some that are completely work from home pretty much anywhere. $20 to $25 an hour for this one. So you can go through and just do that search in Indeed, and you should find plenty of work that way as well. Next is moderation, where you basically make sure that people are following the rules in the forums, in their social media groups, and like for instance, if you're on Reddit, you could use that as an example. You always have moderators who will close new posts, or close voting on top posts and stuff, like if something gets out of hand or people violate the rules of the subreddit and stuff like that. So that's basically what you would do. You'd be like a forum or a social media or customer support type of moderator who just makes sure everybody's following the rules, everybody's being civil, everything's working correctly and stuff like that. So Mod Squad is probably the most well-known place for getting work in this area. You can go to modsquad.com, see if they are looking for people, and go from there. Next is search engine evaluation, which basically means you're making sure that the ads are relevant to search results. You're also making sure that the website looks nice, the way it's supposed to be laid out, just stuff like that. So you could go to Appen. That's one place that does this, and they do social media, search engine evaluation, stuff like that. You can see they usually have some available all the time. You can also refer other people to this work as well, but you go through here, just like click on one, and it's a social media evaluator. You're making sure usually that like ads are relevant and stuff like that, and you can read through the whole thing here. But these are typically part-time jobs, and you're looking at the ads, you're looking at the search results on social media sites or the search engine. You're looking at news feeds. You might be looking at certain categories, just stuff like that. So Appen.com would be one place for that. Another one is LeapForce. They hire for stuff like this as well. So you can go to LeapForce.com and try that as well. When it comes to just being an independent agent, work on your own time and make sure search engines and social media sites are working the way they should. And last but not least is virtual assistant work. Usually, you might have to exchange emails back and forth a little bit, or if you work in like a team, you might have people that do all the phone calls and all the setup and stuff for you, and then you just get the actual instructions for doing email or setting appointments, researching topics, helping manage a website. Whatever it is you're doing as the virtual assistant, you're basically just doing what the instructions are that you are given. So virtualassistants.com is a jobs board for virtual assistant work specifically. So you can look there, see the latest virtual assistant jobs on here. So that's one place I'd recommend. Another one that you can go to where you can like work on a team of virtual assistants from home is worldwide101.com. And so those two alone, if you want to do more of an independent type of route as far as finding work, you could do just individual job boards, or you could even do a freelance site like Upwork. Or you can actually work for a company as part of a team. You could do the solo thing as well if you wanted to start your own website, but that would be much more difficult. So I'd recommend you start out working in like a firm where you have other people as well, so that if you have to call in sick or something, you're not the only virtual assistant that can do the work. That's what's great about having like a firm instead of just having one virtual assistant and that's it. But Worldwide 101 and virtualassistants.com will help you with that. So that's it for this video. If you feel like this was helpful, please like and subscribe so I can create more videos like this for you. Also, if you want to let me know what you thought about the video, or you want to suggest something I cover in the future, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you and get your feedback. Also, I'll let you have all of the links and resources I mentioned in this video at the show notes page at selfmadesuccess.com. I have a link in the video description to that page for you as well. Other than that, I hope you thought this video was helpful, and I will see you in the next one.